What is up, Planet Poke? My name is Mulvone19, bringing in the Pokemon near WiFi Battle. It's going to be an OU match against Snecols, and sorry I haven't uploaded, in a while. Does take a while to make these videos, but hopefully you'll enjoy this one. Maybe I might get to do a weekly thing. Also, if my mic seems quiet, nothing I can do about that. I got reports from that from a few other people, and it's a good mic. It's just quiet. I don't know. But we're gonna get into the match here in just a second. He's got a rain team, and I'm a little bit petrified of the Metagross and also the Dragonite, since I really don't know what set his Dragonite could be running. It could be an offensive. It probably is a special set though, with Hurricane, Thunder, Draco, and all that crap. So we're gonna have to see what's going on. I'm gonna go with Genesect, and if I didn't like what came in, I could just go for the U-turn. So I thought that was gonna be my best lead, and indeed it does, because he's going to bring in his Politoed though. But I didn't want to overpredict. I just want to go for the Flamethrower, just in case for whatever reason he thought I might go for a Bug Buzz, or he could live a Flamethrower. I don't know. But I go into Celebi, and he's going to go for the Hypnosis, and that's actually the best Pokemon that can take a Hypnosis because of Natural Cure and all that. But to be honest, I did not expect him to go for that. I really don't see it on Politoeds this much these days. I usually see Toxic if it is going to be a wall, like Toxic Protect, Scald, Ice Beam, all that stuff. So that was a little bit strange, but I'm going to go into my Tyranitar now, making him, forcing him to switch out, and I know that's going to be good for me. But he's actually going to go into his Dragonite too, so that's going to be quite unfortunate. And that's going to, the Ice Beam is not going to do much to his Metagross, because I guess he predicted me to either go for the Rocks or go for Ice Beam, one of the two. And I'm going to go into my Celebi now, knowing I don't want to take a Meteor Match from this thing. Like I said, I don't want to overpredict early in the game. And he's actually going to go for the Stealth Rock, and that's not going to be that great for me. But I am going to be able to get a Toxic off. I knew he wanted to switch out, because he really cannot do much to me whatsoever. I am a defensive Celebi, although he doesn't know that. I'm pretty sure he was either fearing that, or maybe fearing the HP Fire or something, since I brought him in on his Metagross. So he actually goes for a Trick and gives me a Lagging Tail. I guess he expected me maybe to go into like Genesect or something like that. I don't know. But I thought my best move was just stay in right here. I really don't want to bring in anything else on this thing, and he's really almost about to die to Poison, so I was thinking that was going to be my best play. Here, I thought he was actually just a little Death Fighter this thing, so that's why I went into Genesect, and I was pretty sure he didn't want to go for the Trick again, trick me at the leftovers, and he would get the Choice Scarf or something like that. I kind of doubt he would do that, so I just wanted to see what he wanted to do and all that. So he has his Sableye in, and I'm thinking, okay, probably my best move is he probably wants to switch out and conserve his Sableye for later, and also get rid of the the toxic damage that keeps on building up and building up every single time. So I was thinking probably my best move is just to go for the U-turn, and that's gonna be good for me. I can go into my Celebi now and start setting up, or either going for Giga Drain. So now he's going to bring in his Dragonite, and I was thinking, well, it's either Politoed or Dragonite. I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm going to play safe and go for the Giga Drain. I probably should have predicted that, though, so I don't know. But he actually ends up going for the Aqua Tail, expecting me to bring in my Tyranitar, and that's going to be fantastic, because I am able to get a Toxic up, and Poison is my #1 friend in any single game I have ever. It is my best friend, basically. It really helps me out through matches. And so yeah, it's gonna be great for me. That's how kind of break these Dragonites these days with Poison, and so it's gonna work well for me. Gonna go into Tyranitar, and I know I can take a Hurricane very well, and I'm pretty sure he wanted to go for that too, not over predicting, and he indeed does go for that. I knew I could take an Aqua Tail because rain was not up, but I didn't think I could take it that well, and indeed I don't. So that's gonna be quite unfortunate. I'm gonna have to go try and go for an Ice Beam, try and see if I can knock him out at all. I don't know, but I probably should have gone back into Celebi, expecting him to go for the Aqua Tail, but I really don't not want to get rid of my Celebi so quickly, because he still had Politoed and all that stuff left. So I knew I wanted to save Tyranitar later just for Sand, and I knew he's probably going to go for the Bullet Punch. I knew I knew Landorus could take that pretty well, so I was thinking that would be my best choice, and he's probably going to switch out into Sableye or something like that. I go for the Earthquake. I know it's going to do a lot because of Sand Force, which basically boosts all ground and rock type attacks. You should know that. But I'm going to go into Latios now as he goes into Celebi. I was thinking that maybe I might be able to get a few Dragon Pulses up, or maybe even go for an HP Fire, as I know that will do a pretty good amount. I usually don't see special defense Celebis that much these days, and probably either his Metagross or both his Politoed are probably his defensive walls, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But I go into Landorus now because I actually thought I really couldn't do much this thing whatsoever. And I actually predicted, I thought he was going to switch out, and that's going to be quite unfortunate for me, because he's actually going to stay in, and he's actually going to be able to go for a bullet punch, and that's going to be really bad because he's going to be able to switch into Polytoad now. But thankfully this Bug Buzz is going to do a lot, and it's going to bring it down a really big amount of damage. The only unfortunate thing about that is he actually ends up switching into his Tentacruel, and I am going to get a crit off of his Tentacruel, and that's going to be quite unfortunate. Really cannot do much about that though, but he knows, seeing how much that did, he knows he can take one more Bug Buzz and then recover back up. So me knowing that, I was thinking, okay, probably my best move is to just go into Landorus. If he wants a fodder, good for him, I don't know. But gonna go for the Earthquake now. He actually goes to Protect, scouting out my move, but in a second here, it's gonna be quite weird. He actually decides to stay in. I don't know, I'm trying to think of what he might have thought out of that. Maybe he expected me to switch into Celebi, or I don't know, something that like could resist an Earthquake. I don't know, but that really did not make so much sense. He's gonna bring in Metagross now, and I'm now gonna die from Bullet Punch, and if I switch out, I'll die from Rock Slader. So why should I keep him in now? So I'm gonna go into Celebi, and I'm actually gonna get the Toxic Spikes damage up, and that's gonna be quite unfortunate. And he's actually gonna go for a Meteor Mash and get a crit, and it's like, no, because that's bad. I'm gonna go for the HP Fire. I believe Rain is still up though, so it's not gonna do that much. I was really just trying to get some damage on this thing so that way I could bring in Genesect safely and then go for my Bug Buzzes and whatnot. So I'm gonna go into Genesect now, and I was thinking, okay, well, maybe we could just go for Flamethrower or Bug Buzz. It really does not matter. I actually just end up going for Flamethrower. I probably should have gone for Bug Buzz, since it probably would have done more than Stab, and because Flamethrower was under Rain, it was only going to do like half of what it really should have done. But then again, he also, well, I don't know, Bug Buzz probably still would have been a better idea, because I would have been able to take out his Celebi. I don't know really what my moveset or my thought process was there, so, but it really didn't work out that well. So I am able to take out the Celebi though, which is good. And he's not going to be able to knock me out. All he has left is Polytoad, and he actually ends up living the Flamethrower, which is very like, what the hell, did not expect that at all. So I still have 2 Pokemon left, and it's really not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure he cannot live a Mach Punch from a Guts boosted Conkeldurr, and that's basically going to be the match. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, go check out my channel. I do, quite a lot of Pokemon battles daily. Not daily, but, weekly. And I try to get up as much content as possible. All my battles are basically like this now. And I hope you enjoy it like that. And so, yeah. That's going to be it for today. Make sure, like I said, go check out Planet Poke. Go check out my channel. Go check out my opponent if I ever find his YouTube channel, which I probably won't. So, yeah. But yeah, just wait for the team preview time to go down, and it's almost done here, so we're gonna wrap it up, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.